right, let's go to House Bill 268.
The measure was initially drafted. There were shortly thereafter some concerns, some of a technical nature, because we were trying to mirror as best we could the existing agritourism language we have for farm wineries. And we had missed that mark in some places on the original draft. Additionally, we needed some fine tuning because the original language allowed some things that the proponents of the bill never intended. And so we feel this measure more narrowly addresses the objectives of the proponents. It has tried to address some, but I will be first to say not all of the concerns by local government. I think it would be a fair statement that the amendment nature of a substitute as it relates to local government concerns, they still don't like, but they probably dislike it somewhat less.
I'll move the substitute. All right, we have we've already done it. Yeah, y'all will talk. Y'all will talk.
I was explaining it, sorry, silly
We're not
me.
supposed to do it until we read it.
What'd you let him do that for, Bob?
All right,
Just
see, do we have
explaining
questions?
it, silly me.
Do we have questions of the patron?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, please.
you know, I'm talking to the patron who knows a whole lot about Virginia law and Virginia code, but
Flattery will get you in.
but you know the but is coming.
Yeah, but
Isn't it true that we try to avoid terms that Congress uses a lot of times that are subject to interpretation by the judiciary, and our code is more right to the point of what people are supposed to do and not do? And you know, when you talk about the general welfare of the public, we would be giving over general welfare determination subjectivity to local governments. I mean, isn't that a huge either loophole from your perspective or a grant of power to localities that just call for protecting the general welfare?
Mr. Chairman, my response would first and foremost be the general welfare provisions are throughout our code section, which relates to responsibilities of the Commonwealth and local government. In the amendment nature of the substitute before you, it is truly to try and make clear that, yes, local government, as the state government has, but at their level has the responsibility of protecting the health, safety, and welfare of the general public. The key descriptor in the bill is a substantial impact, which granted is subject to interpretation. But this is language that mirrors, the specific clause mirrors what we have in farm winery language. I believe, and if I'm mistaken in that, somebody please correct me, the wheels haven't come off the bus as a result. It does give local government the latitude where if they feel that an activity is going to be of such duration of length or such magnitude of size that it would have a substantial impact, and let's cut on the neighbors and their community, then they could go through their local ordinance process, establish ordinances that would create a mechanism whereby if you're over a certain number of days operation, either in aggregate or consecutively, if you are over a certain number of individuals going to be coming to a site, they would still have powers under the guise of protecting the health, safety, and general welfare of the public of their communities to do so. But conversely, where that it's an activity that's not going to adversely impact on the citizenry of those communities, let the activity go forward.
Mr. Chairman, and you would have the same general argument about the term reasonable?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Of course, I think my reason's better than yours, but.
well, Mr. Chairman, can I just ask the patron, since this is kind of maybe a grant of powers to localities, I'm interested to hear why they might be opposed to this.
You will in a minute.
And just a quick response,
Line it
Mr.
up over there
Chairman.
now, so.
It is quite the contrary. It is a restriction on the powers of local government.
Oh.
It is granting greater powers to individuals operating as a farm to utilize the agritourism benefits of their farm property, given that in a rapidly urbanizing area, farms in and of themselves become something marketable, where people want to come out and see the animals and the idyllic farm setting, things of that nature.
Okay.
All right, other questions of subcommittee? Yes. All right, Bobby, I'm gonna give you the same as we did
Yep.
last. You pick
I have no cue lined up.
You
I'm just-
pick five, or
Well, the first five in support.
in support of House
Well,
Bill 2.
and Mr. Chairman, if I may as well, the genesis of the original bill, and I definitely want, I think this, folks who are involved, at least 2 or 3 of the speakers should be folks who are involved in the work group over the summer. I know Farm Bureau was, I know Ms. Burnetta was, I believe folks from VICFA, all came together. Unless I was mistaken, it was my understanding they have also all agreed to the changes embodied in the amendment nature of the substitute. So they're satisfied, they feel they have made some concessions from the product of the original work group, but are still very much on board with the product before you.
Okay.